Hey everyone, it's Shelley. This is my studio. I got a few questions when I posted a picture of these new shelves I put in. I can't back up here because it's kind of short, but I put these new shelves in. I got a lot of questions on our Facebook page about what I have and how I organize it, so that's what this is. I've done this a few times and it gets a little long, so I'm going to go fast and hopefully you can understand everything I say. So here we go. Scrapbooks. I scrapbooked about 10 years ago and I still have those and some of the supplies, even though I really am behind on getting everything in. This is just home office storage, books and magazines, an empty shelf, which is awesome because I have space to put more stuff. A couple of shirts are in there that I want to alter, as well as some belts I want to make some bracelets out of. More home office storage. Now these I want to tell you about. This is a little utensil caddy that you get at IKEA. It's wood and they cost $6.99. I have tons of these and I love them. I put my paints in them, on my pencils. They're great. So keep your eye out for those. Paper trimmer, a rotary one, and then just the little Fiskars. Those are so old. I've had them forever, but I love them. I just keep replacing the blades. Empty box, kids artwork. That's Mackenzie's. More empty boxes and a box of cards. This box down here is old letterpress stamps, really big chunky letters. I like those. Journals I plan to use more this year. These are mixed media by Canson. They have a nice heavyweight paper, and since they are spiral bound, they open up flat and you can work in them pretty easily. Let's see what it's down here. These are soldering tools. I've been making some jewelry, still working on mastering my soldering skills. These rolls, that's a decal on the left. There's rolls of cork in the back, and that white one is fusible webbing for fabric. Project I'm working on, haven't quite gotten it figured out yet. A box of rags because art gets messy. These, again, you can see are in the little utensil caddies. These are my golden fluid acrylics, and these two are airbrush medium. Then in this one I have gesso. There's a matte gel medium back there, a workable fixative. This is a fluid matte medium, a varnish, and molding paste. This is a caddy of inks, spray inks, all kinds of inks, alcohol inks, any color. I have my pen with nibs in there if I want to write or draw with the ink too. These are Neo colors, which are watercolor crayons basically. They're just like pure pigment, and then you add water and they paint. Graphite for drawing, cheap watercolors for the kids, and chalk pastels. These are more pastels. These are not really chalk, but they are considered more of a paint. These are pan pastels. This is the set of 20. They kind of come in these little stacks. And they are basically pure pigment with as little binder as possible. You get a really rich color out of them. And I love them. Those are new for me, so I've only tried them a couple times. This is clay, paper clay. This basket has all of my heavy body acrylics in it. Any color, any brand, they all go in there. Circle cutter, more watercolors. These are actually oil pastels. You can even say that they say oil pastel on them, but they are still water soluble, which is not normal. Pearly watercolors, and then just watercolors in a tube. And that's it for these shelves. And when I go around the corner, I have more of these shelves. These shelves actually come from IKEA too. I think they're about 40 bucks each. And then I add extra shelves in them. You can see there, I get the shelves really close together to make as much space as I can. All of the baskets on the bottom are printed fabric and in smaller pieces. I keep my yardage in another place you'll see in just a little bit. These black bins have all kinds of scraps and stuff in them. This is all paper scraps. These are all rub-ons in the scrapbooking aisle. Wood pieces. I like to do some assemblage sometimes, and these are paper mache. This is a little bit of overflow for wood and some vintage doorknobs. These are my small masks and stencils. More of these little caddies. These are all metallic or neon colors. These are my craft paints. These are more craft paints all along here, separated by color, blues and greens, neutrals, and then reds, yellows, pinks. Now I have all my pens. These are mostly color pens, a couple Prismacolor markers, doodling, journaling, whatever. All permanent. On the right, in this caddy, I have paint pens, and then any metallic pen goes on the left. These are some of my favorite. These are Faber-Castell Pitt pens, and they have a brush tip and they have India ink, so they dry permanent and they have great colors. I really like those. Prismacolor pencils, oil pastels that are not water soluble. Writing pens, I journal with these pens a lot or doodle. Watercolor pencils, and then all of these little white containers have my stamps in them. They're either wood mounted or clear or red with the clinging, but all of them get sorted into those containers. That's my Cuttlebug. You open it up, it's a little die cut machine. I have the dies in another bin. Ribbons all sorted by colors in just glass canisters. Pick those up at Walmart. These are all the Cuttlebug dies and plates and embossing powders, or not powders, but embossing plates. This is another little die cut machine. You can't quite see it. It's called the Slice, and it will cut, it's more electronic, and you just dial in the size of the number, or the size of the letter that you want, or whatever, when you put in your cartridge. So, I have that as well. I've never really used it that much, but it's pretty cool. This is grunge board. I have a whole bin of that. It's from Tim Holtz. It's a lot like chipboard, but it feels and smells even like leather, and it takes in the ink and paints better. It doesn't fall apart like chipboard. It's really great material. And this is chipboard. These are my alphabets, all separated by letter. All fonts, you know, of like J or whatever go in here, so I like to mix up the fonts. I rarely use the same font throughout a whole word, so that's what those are. The one in the front is punctuation. I have, oh, down here I forgot these. I have plexiglass pieces. These are also Tim Holtz. Haven't used those a whole lot either. Kind of learning. I like them with alcohol inks though. Wire for bending, little nests and birdies. Some fabric flowers, and these are wine corks in this one. I have wedding stationery. I actually use that a lot for just note cards and really, you know, these really simple designs, and then I use those in my art as well. Palettes and a couple of larger masks and stencils. Then I come around here, I have this closet, and which happens to be by the sump pump because we're in the basement. So we just kind of tapped into the water line and added a sink for me, which is awesome. Just kind of a laundry basin kind of thing, and just stuck it in there. This is a shelf of kind of miscellaneous stuff. There's miscellaneous stuff on the bottom. My studio lighting that I use for photography. Let's see, just boards and things over there on the right that I plan to paint on, and some larger canvases. Canvases that have been painted but will be painted over, and then some wire art, you know, that I got from Jen Swift, and some butterflies because they had big wings and I just knew I could do something with them. Speaking of more wire art, I forgot to tell you this top shelf. I have a bin of Jen's wire art there that I use in my art, and then I have just some dowels. And then these 3 containers are all tissue paper. I love tissue paper, so I have a lot of it. And then when I come around here, this is the last place for all the storage. Hopefully you can, you're still with me here. In the bottom, I used to have my heavy body acrylics in there, so that's an empty space. The empty space in the middle is really this tin of my brushes and some larger craft paint, just too tall to fit in the shelves. This bin has all of my screen printing supplies, so inks, emulsion, remover, squeegee, stuff like that is all in there. Scraps of tissue, which need a little basket of some sort, but they're just kind of tossed in there. A couple of more wood pieces. Again, I like assemblage art, so I have all these little pieces that I can put together. These are more chipboard, but they are not letters, they are just shapes. This is a tray that I keep my hot glue gun on, as well as my heat gun. And this is a melting pot. I usually put UT or beeswax in there. UT is just ultra thick embossing enamel. It's a larger grained embossing powder, and you can melt it and pour it and make all kinds of jewelry and cover things with it. It's pretty neat. Let's see what else I have. On the top of here I have papers. Some of them are vintage, a lot of them are just scrapbooking papers. Then I have just a lot of unused canvases. And down here are a lot of scrapbooking embellishments. Brads and keys and buttons and all that kind of stuff is all down here. There's some letters, and these are more colorful. So that's what's down there. Then I have a drawer, or a row of drawers. This is polymer clay and polymer clay molds. That's my Dremel. I kind of don't use anything else in that drawer. This is just kind of miscellaneous stuff. I have a lot of ephemera here from the office supply store, some dollar frames from the Michaels, little knobs and hardware that I get on clearance. This next drawer is all knobs and hardware I get on clearance, old house numbers, anything like that if I find the bin at Lowe's. And then, you know, cool little knobs. Again, more for my assemblage art. If it's on clearance, I usually grab one and kind of throw it in my drawer. Let's see, this is more scrapbooking materials. These are all printed, you know, and die cut, so they're not really scraps, but I bought them that way. Stickers and glue sticks. That is pretty much all of my supplies. Well, wait, I have one more little bin here. This is a rolling cart that stays underneath my work table. My work table is actually just a dining table, a taller one, so you need like a bar stool to sit at it. It's about 36 inches tall, so I can stand. So I have all of my adhesives in the top. Then I have some random brushes. Let's see, these are my erasers and pencil sharpeners, staplers, and scissors that are, sorry, it's dark down there, scissors that have shape to them. I don't use them a lot, but sometimes they're kind of fun to add a little texture to something. And then the bottom drawer is empty, but that stays under my work table so I can have it at any time and just reach down and get what I need. I'm working on something. It looks like a mess right now, but we'll see what it turns into. I always have my brayer, my cup of graphite and charcoal, and my water bottle on my table at all the time. That's my brushes with the water. I also have this caddy, which is a larger utensil caddy that I also got at IKEA. These are scissors, sandpaper, hole punches, screwdriver, hammer, pliers, that kind of thing. Those stay out all the time. And then I always keep my big mat down to keep my table as clean as possible. Then I always keep out my ironing board and iron for when I want to sew. And this is where I keep my yardage of fabric. So if it's yardage, it goes in here. Pillow forms down at the bottom, bigger pieces, bins of scraps, and those two little boxes on the top right are bias tape, lace, and other trims like that. This is my work area. This is where I design all the decals. More paints, a few more stamps of just alphabet stamps, lots of jewelry making supplies on these shelves, and you can see my sewing machine. And that is it. Oh, and then that's my screen printing machine, which is still in the packaging because I need to use it and do something cool with it. So, but that is it. That is my studio, and that is how I store things, usually by medium, and then I will also break down by color. Thanks for watching.